Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. It is I, Dr. Thaddeus Rusty Venture, and this is an intro to True Blue Riffcast with Jeremy and Dave. Riffing about RiffTrax and bad movies, such as The Godfather, Citizen Kane, and The Devil Wears Prada. Rusty. Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt, but those are all good movies. In fact, great movies. Well, James, did you ever hear of a little expression called eye of the beholder? Well, yes, but there's such a thing as truth, and you're not being very truthful. I disagree. What is truth? What is true blue? What is a riffcast? These are questions. They are questions. Look, why don't we just try a second take? All right. Hello, it is I, Dr. Thaddeus Rusty Venture, and this is an intro to True Blue Riffcast. Riffing about bad movies, such as Back to the Future, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, and Cannonball Run. No, I can't accept this. I mean, I'm not going to say Cannonball Run is great, but it's certainly good of its genre. And what genre is that? Film Twitter? What? Look, don't call me that, first of all. Rollicking, frolicking 70s road comedy, I guess? Fair enough, James. Fair enough. All right, well, I think that's enough intros. Perhaps we should do an outro now. What do you say? Indeed. Thank you for coming to True Blue Riffcast. Sit back, relax, enjoy the cast.
Thank you, Dr. Venture and James Urbaniak, for that wonderful intro. This is indeed the True Blue Riffcast. I am Jeremy, and I'm joined, as always, by...
Sup, everybody? It's me, Dave. Every time I hear that one, every time we use it, and I somehow forget how long it is. And how he just keeps going. And I'm just like, and it's just like he's talking about our podcast. And I'm just like, we've had that since like what, 2021? Something like that?
It's been a few years, yeah.
Yeah. Did we ever find out who did that for us?
Nope, no clue.
Okay, guys. Okay, so clearly the person who did this, are they still listening? Make yourself known, you bastard.
Yeah, let us know, man. It's the season 8 premiere
Season
tonight.
8 premiere.
So we've had that intro for a long time, and we still don't know where it came from. So we are kicking things off with a bang.
Oh my gosh.
And a splat and a dismemberment.
A bang? I don't know if I would call it a bang. It's more like well, maybe it's a bang in the how what's the childish way of saying suicide? The sewer slide type.
Unaliving.
Because maybe that was the ultimate fate of one of our mains.
Yeah,
in
potentially.
GrimTrax Returns, because it's one of two things, guys. Maybe that's the bang we're starting off with.
Could be. We'll get there. We've got a decent amount of things to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
Because there's a whole 5 shorts in the GrimTrax Returns there that we're kicking off our season 8 with. Oh man, we had an interesting weekend at work.
Yeah.
I got to break up a fight in one of the theaters. That was interesting. So it was decently busy. We had a little bit of a line going. Did you have to do some managering, adulting? I was looking in the Discord earlier. Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot that happened on Saturday. We had to terminate an employee because they dropped their bag of weed in the break room that they brought in with them. And that's kind of a no-no.
Kinda.
Pretty much any place you work, unless you work at a dispensary here, because it is technically legal, but, whatever. And then right after that, all of my team members were busy helping guests. One of the theaters needed to be cleaned out afterwards, so I went in, and I was taking care of that. The line got down. The regular guy came to clean the next theater, and he gets in there, and like a minute later, he calls on the radio for security in that theater immediately. And I'm like, oh, man, what's going on? And so I got up, and I walked in, and I got in there just after the security guard. And he ran up the stairs because they were, of course, all the way up the top of this theater. And he's yelling at them to get off each other. And I look, and there's just two guys just beating the snot out of each other. And so I went right back around the corner, and I called the cops. And they actually showed up pretty quickly. It only took them a couple minutes. Everybody was still there when they showed up. But we finally got all of them out of the theater and in the hallway, and we had to re-separate them in the hallway because they tried to start fighting again. Turns out it was a group from a foster home. All kids that already have felonies to their name. And I know this because the guardian was screaming at them about how they couldn't afford another felony.
Oh, my God.
And they tried to start fighting again. So the security guard grabbed one kid away, and I just kind of did that thing where you just kind of like put your hand on them. Like I didn't like shove him hard or anything. I just kind of put my hand like, don't, it's not worth it. Don't jump back in. And then he looked at me and started yelling at me to take my hands off him and using some other choice language. And he acted like he was going to try and fight me too.
He's gonna have a long career in jail.
Yeah, definitely some anger issues going on there. But the one they ended up taking him down to Detroit, which is like an hour and a half away from where I live, and down that way because that's where he was from originally. Like that's where he lived before he got put in this group home situation.
Yeah.
So that was my fun Saturday. And then Monday was National Popcorn Day yesterday, and of course it was a holiday, so no schools were in, and I was drowning in popcorn all day. That was fun. But yeah, that was my excitement.
Yeah, well,
since the last time we've broadcasted.
Yeah, well, at least it's not as exciting as, living in Minneapolis these days.
Let's take a look at the weekend box office, shall we? Of course, the number one movie in the country is Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Who is seeing that?
I don't know, but here in the U.S.,
you must see people go into the theater and witness them watching Fire and Ash, Avatar 3?
Avatar 3, yeah. The longest one, 3 hours and 14 minutes or whatever. 365 million in the U.S. alone. It's at 800 and some odd million worldwide. Bone Temple in at number 2.
That's the 28
years later part 2. Zootopia 2 in 3rd place, The Housemaid in 4th, and Marty Supreme in 5th. And Zootopia 2 has now become the highest grossing animated feature of all time.
That can't possibly be true.
It beats Inside Out 2, which took that title last year. It's got $1.7 billion worldwide.
Oh, wow. We need to adjust this stuff for inflation.
And then the movie that I went and saw today, right before we did the podcast, Anaconda, hanging in a ninth place.
How was that?
It was exactly as stupid as I expected it to be, and I was laughing my butt off the whole time.
Nice.
Yes, no intermission, Oliver. No intermission in Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Fire and Ash.
More like unless you count the part when you get bored and just kind of leave. Yeah.
You're the only movie I'm looking like I don't. There's few movies that I look forward to, but I'll be damned if that Mortal Kombat trailer that came out in October or whatever it was for Mortal Kombat 2, if with Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
If that just doesn't look just so amazing.
And
I'm just like, the thing is they delayed it till May.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, okay, are they trying to get it right? Do they realize that they have to realize that they messed up with that first one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All they had to do was listen to us rant about it for an hour and a half.
An hour and a half, yeah. I think that's one of our best episodes. It has one of the best jokes I've ever made on the True Blue Riffcast on it. Something we might talk about here just a bit. But man, I just hope I'm not setting myself up for crushing disappointment. And then I'll just like leave the movie theater like, well, you hated the first one. Why did you trust them again? It looked so amazing. But yeah, do you have any other movies you're looking forward to this year?
There's a few that I want to see. There's one coming out called The Sheep Detectives, which looks funny and kind of cute in a way. It's about a flock of sheep, and their shepherd, I guess is the word I was looking for. He gets murdered, and he used to read murder mystery books to the sheep every night. And so then the sheep decide they're going to try and solve his murder. I think Hugh Jackman is the shepherd in that who dies. But it looks pretty interesting and entertaining. Of course, I want to see the new Spider-Man movie when that comes out. The dumb superhero stuff. But yeah, Mortal Kombat is one I think that I'm really looking forward to and really hoping that
it's just they just took the right lessons away.
Yes.
From the first one.
I don't want to be as disappointed as I was with the last one that they released.
Yeah. Oh, when's that Street Fighter movie coming out?
Sometime this year too, I think.
I'll see that.
That looks dumb as hell.
That looks so good.
But I want to see it. Like,
yeah, me too. That Cody Rhodes with a stupid ass haircut. I saw that. I'm like, I'm seeing that in the theater. I will pay $50 for that.
As long as they commit 100%, they need to just do it all the way. As long as they do that, it'll be a good time.
Well, they have the right cast for that.
Yeah.
But what they also have the right cast for is a much anticipated re-release of a RiffTrax classic. You know which one I'm talking about? We talked about it before the thing.
I don't. I already forgot, Dave.
Okay, so James Wen.
Oh, right. Yeah.
James Wen is re-releasing Julie and Jack on February 14th, 2026.
Valentine's Day.
So this is his revised, updated movie release schedule. Like, I don't see any of like the other 10 Birdemic films on here, or any. I don't see Useless Grant. I don't see any of the other like projects that he's announced and then just fucks off with.
Yeah.
But this is Movie Head Pictures from January 2nd. James Wen film release schedule. Julie and Jack, February 14th, 2026. The re-release of RiffTrax classic Julie and Jack. Hitchcock and Romance, which I don't get. That's this year apparently.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not going to happen. Sea Rising 2027, and he's committing to Birdemic the Musical 2030. Like,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see,
James, you bastard.
All right, I guess we gotta kind of move forward here with this.
No, we have one more thing to talk about.
We have one more thing.
Well, we have to talk here. I'll bring it up, but I think it would behooves of us to talk about because it's related and it's newsworthy in our community. The sale of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, right. Again, that's another thing I forgot about. We talked about that when the news dropped. And Joel now has nothing to do with it. He's moving on. And honestly, I think that's going to be the best thing for the brand.
Yeah. So the last time we were here, someone in the chat, I made a comment about MST3K, the revival series, and somebody said, I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm not mad at anybody or anything like that. But someone said, Dave, you just can't let it go, or words to that effect. And like, yeah, I really can't, and I'll tell you why. And this is like, this is just my opinion. Well, it's not my opinion. It's what happened. So MST3K is off the air for decades, right? And so, but the Misties and the community, we're all still around. We're like on Facebook and like other forums and just it's RiffTrax is going on, but other than RiffTrax, there's a void of content that people wanted. They wanted movie riffing. They wanted MST3K related, adjacent, derivative content, right? And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of variety for a number of years. You had this is just the first thing I'm going to say is my graphic novel series, Mystery Science Storybook, because I'm going to say that because that's what's most relevant to me. I spent a lot of time and energy putting that project together. You had ICW XP with our friend Rick Wolf. You had any number of, they call them iRiff projects on RiffTrax, but I don't know if I like that term because they were all like their own individual little shows and they all had like a lane. And that was like this great thing about the movie riffing community that sprung forth out of the absence of MST3K is that, and I believe this movie riffing could be anything. You could do, I mean, like it's movie riffing, obviously, but you could have like any lineup of riffers. You could riff video games. You could riff movies. You could riff TV shows.
Well, doesn't Rick do that on stream?
Yeah. He's basically just a streamer now, and it was so good because basically the movie itself really is just a joke delivery system, and that's where RiffTrax gets its name. You're riffing off the movie, and it was like its own art form and its own community. But then it 2015 things started to change a little bit when Joel got the rights back from Shout Company or Jim Allen or whoever had him for a really long time.
It was the best brains guy.
Yeah, Joel got it back, and he says, I'm going to do one of the most successful Kickstarters there's ever been, and I am going to restart MST3K. That's great. Except a lot of people, like when it came out, Joel didn't really, he wanted MST3K to be as it was in 1988. And you could see that when you watched Netflix. And it really didn't change with the times. And the only thing that you really saw it change was it became much more Hollywood. It was no longer this, and I don't mean this in a bad way, this podunk Minnesota puppet show that was so charming and amazing and what everybody wanted. You had guest characters like Jerry Seinfeld and Will Wheaton and Mark Hamill and like everybody. It's like, what are these people doing on MST3K? They don't belong there, right? So a lot of people didn't like that. They're like a lot of people felt that the quality of the writing was not up to par. A lot of people didn't like the new host. I get all that, okay? But the other thing that happened was that the demand, now that the big boys were back, now that MST3K itself was back, there was this shift away in the community from everything the independent creators had been making for decades, had been making since 1999. And all that stuff just started, just like, there just wasn't a demand for it anymore. And it's kind of, I thought it was really, really sad what happened to all these amazing shows and all these amazing talents and creators. They were just abandoned by the fan base. And it happened to me. I mean, I know this might sound like I'm complaining, but this was just the experience that I had. There was like no more interest in anything that wasn't either MST3K or something that was generated by people who were involved with the original production, like RiffTrax. And it hasn't changed. I mean, that was that was 2017, and all those shows, they just kind of disappeared, and it was really sad. It was really sad just to see it all just evaporate. Yeah. And now that, Joel has sold it, I think their mission statement said something like they're going to focus on like new content creation or something. But it's unclear. I mean, it seems to be like it's going to be just like they're just going to re-release like old episodes and stuff like that, kind of like what Shout Factory was doing for all those years, just getting the rights to these various movies whenever they could get them.
Yeah,
and it seems like we might be going back to that.
They might be doing that. Also, if they did decide to do new episodes, it wouldn't probably cost them millions of dollars per episode.
$90,000. That's another thing, is that it absolutely did not need to cost as much as it did.
Right. And that was what led to its death with the last Kickstarter. Like he was asking for too much, and now if they continue it, Shout has an amazing library of movies that they can draw from here. Like,
yeah.
So it would be very easy for them to do new stuff and keep it with a lower budget.
They would have to find the number one. They'd have to find the right host, and they would have to find the right writers. And honestly, from somebody who has been in the movie riffing world for a really long time, I don't know who that is. I don't know who goes with that property, that flagship movie riffing property, and makes it good again. I don't know who does that. I'm not saying it's me at all. Like, I don't know if my sensibilities are compatible with the identity of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And that's another thing. I don't know the host writer combination that would match that brand.
Yeah.
So it's all a big question mark. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Let's move on to the depressing stuff now.
That wasn't depressing.
Let's move on. Yeah,
but everybody, all the Revival fans are just completely checked out now. That's okay. Everyone has known my position on this for many years.
Right. So RiffTrax has graced us with GrimTrax Returns, a collection of 5 new shorts that they've done that absolutely deserve the GrimTrax moniker.
Yeah,
especially the
does.
first one. The first one,
yes, the first one is.
It's not, super bloody, and it's not about people dying, so it's different than like Cypher in the Snow type of thing.
Very different from Cypher in the Snow.
But the first one was actually a short that was put out there by Hanna-Barbera.
Oh my god!
And it's a live action thing called The Money Tree, 19 minutes long, starring Anson Williams, who some of you guys might possibly know from his role in Happy Days.
My happy days.
Where he played Potsy. We maybe should have had you sing that for the intro today.
What? No, thank you, sir. No, thank you.
So yeah, Potsy and some girl from Punky Brewster. They get married, and they get a house, and they go and they buy furniture for it, and appliances, and a TV, and they buy a new car, and then she gets pregnant, and she can't work for a while,
and everything goes to hell.
And they end up divorcing. And
okay, well, oh my gosh,
this is just the cleanest of overview for this.
Yeah, but it's so much more insane because
I found a fun little. Where'd the blurb go? Something about the disintegration of their marriage. I like how that was worded.
Okay, so here's what I want to know: is that this is the message that you want to send to young marrieds in 1971? Is you encounter if you encounter just a little bit of financial turbulence, oh my God, it's over and there's no hope. It was, guys, I watched this. This is 18 minutes long, and it is pure. How long was Cypher in the Snow? How long was it?
How long was which one?
How long was Cypher in the Snow? Cypher in the Snow was 21 minutes. So this is 3 minutes shorter than Cypher in the Snow. It's 18 minutes.
Here's the little description that I found earlier that I read to him beforehand. It traces the disintegration of a marriage which results from materialistic values and habits of financial mismanagement.
Okay, so this was clearly made by a bunch of finger wagging parents being like, oh, you kids, you boomers, you better not,
kids.
You wasteful kids. And it's what you look at it, and it's just these are the things you do as an adult. And I don't know what you could want from young marrieds to do other than what they did.
Right.
Because okay, so they get married, which is what you're supposed to do. And they get an apartment, the apartment's empty, and they're like, we need furniture. So what do? And they go and they find
they find really cheap made stuff that doesn't last on them.
Yeah.
For one thing.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I don't want to say it's racist, but they found the sleaziest looking ethnic actor that they could. I'm trying not to get canceled, and they just dialed up like the sleaze. It's like these two young, naive whites just got taken in by this.
That is kind of how they play it. To be fair, that is kind of how they play it.
Yeah, taken in by by this con arctic ethnicman. You know, it was really bad. That's what I was just like, this is terrible. But anyway, so they get their furniture, and it's not bad. And like, you know, they need a car to get around. So like the kid the guy Jerry gets a loan, and he's driving his car. They'll be like, oh, but just like, well, maybe he got more features than he could afford. Like, features? It's 1971. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's like, oh, we didn't need all
windows.
This.
Be like, oh, I got to pay $50 extra a month because I wanted the windows to roll down. Like, what are you talking about? And so it's just like this relentless shaming. Like, you don't deserve nice things. You young fucks. You know, that's really what it felt like. And if you want nice things, then in 2 years you're going to end up divorced, bankrupt, and your wife's going to leave you, and you're either going to run away from all your creditors, or you're just going to also you're going to get fired from your job for literally no reason. All your things are going to get repossessed, and you're either going to, or you're just going to disappear.
Yeah, because they do this wonderful fun thing at the end where they're just like, they roll all the stuff that was like repossessed and everything, and then it shows the guy's name, and it's like, whereabouts unknown.
Yeah, whereabouts. Yeah, Jerry, whereabouts unknown. They said Anna filed for divorce. So like, but like, here's my thing. It's like, what's the alternative? Did they offer an alternative, or was it just finger wagging? How dare you want nice things for your apartment to provide for your child?
Yeah.
It's like how dare you live in comfort? And the thing is, like what they got, it wasn't bad.
No.
But what's okay? So they got in over their heads, and they got a bunch of stuff repossessed. But like, what's the alternative? Like, what's the correct path to take? They don't offer that.
They live with the frugalest of lifestyles, where they reuse paper plates and wash out their Ziploc bags to reuse them in between, and drive an old car that barely starts. It is definitely not safe for the baby to ride around in, and not buy any sort of a child safety seat, which of course it was the 70s. People didn't do that anyway.
Yeah,
you know, stuff like that. That's how you're supposed to live.
Slide him in the trunk with a rope.
Yeah, when you're young and newly married, you're not supposed to have good things. You're supposed to live.
You're supposed to live in poverty.
You're supposed to be poor.
Let's
how
be
you
in
can
poverty
pull yourself
and
up by your bootstraps.
And sign your life away to a corporation that does not care about you.
Yes, just like Married Too Young. You're right, Oliver.
It was more depressing than Cypher in the Snow, and it is 18 minutes. Like, I felt physical pain watching this.
Yeah,
it is relentless. It does not let up.
Nope. And it only gets worse from here, folks. I mean, that's the most depressing thing, but the rest of this stuff is...
Well, the rest I think is just... I don't know if I would call the rest depressing. I think it's just bizarre.
Bizarre, disturbing.
No, but they front-loaded the misery on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Just because... At least they built up to Cypher in the Snow in the first GrimTrax.
Absolutely. This one they did not hold back.
They're just like, here it is.
We'll just start with this one. And then we go into the weirdest music video ever.
Yeah. So Jeremy was telling me that that Joy, either left the room or told him to turn it off or something. Like that was the line, and like everything that Jeremy has put her through, as far as like bad media, torturous bad media. It's this piece that was just like, this is too far. I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is a short one. It's only 5 minutes long. But I It was made in 1999. You can currently license it.
That's probably where they got it
from the company. You can get it on DVD for $149 with the license to show it. And this is the description for it on the website. Where it's think about this. This 5-minute meeting opener uses graphic accident reenactments set to music to force your employees to think about the consequences of unsafe acts. Viewers will be ready to devote their full attention to the upcoming training topic after watching this thought-provoking video.
I mean, thoughts okay. So I think there's some like wish casting word transference happening here. With like thought provoking, and that it's thought provoking that it literally tells you to think about it.
No, I promise I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna do it. But it's got some amazing like graphic injuries.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's really good.
This is the type of thing that I love. Like these old.
You see a guy that
safety.
You see a guy completely. It looks like he's like encased in carbonite.
Yeah. What was that? Like a mattress?
I don't know.
But he gets like sucked into the machine, and he's like mangled, like wrapped up in this thing. There's like all kinds of goofy explosions. Like somebody has a thing plugged in, and it just the outlet explodes. Like, I don't know why it would have exploded, and it plays the full-on explosion sound effect. Like, it's not just like a zappy explosion. It sounds like a car exploding or something.
Yeah.
But there's some great accidents in there. Like, the guy getting wrapped up. There's some guy who gets his fingers chewed up by some sort of belt in a machine. And the riff right before that was amazing because they're like, Mr. Belt, what part of my body do you want to eat today? Do you want some fingers or my face? I'll feed you whatever. That was good.
Jeremy found, I don't know if we can play it, but Jeremy found someone, I don't know if I would call him some hero, but someone dedicated a lot of their time to making a hip hop version of that music video.
I'll post the link in the Discord later.
Yeah. I don't think we can play it, but
probably not.
It's out there.
It actually sounds pretty decent though.
Yeah, I was grooving to it before the podcast.
So that one, is quick. It's fast. It goes by in no time. Like I said, it's only 5 minutes. And then we get the other two shorts.
Well, there are three. There's the apple thing at the end.
There's three, but the next two depressing ones, at least one of them ends in a pretty bleak manner. I don't remember which one they showed first. If it was
they showed the train one first.
The train one first. Okay, so the finishing line was first. This one was a British government-made public information film aimed at children to show them the dangers of playing on railway tracks. And this one,
I love it so much.
Weird as hell.
It's like if Last Clear Chance had like a British Hunger Games weird cousin, because it's about train track safety, and it's just they come at it so weird.
Yeah,
because it's like, so it opens and it's just like, some kids think that playing on the tracks is a fun thing to do, but it's really bad. And then for some reason it cuts to like this psychopath kid hanging out on top of an overpass where the train goes underneath, and he's looking out at the train tracks, and he's having this extraordinarily violent fantasy.
It's about, like a school sports day.
Yeah, it's like this Hunger Games long walk dystopian, like sort of like we're gonna sacrifice all the children to our god, the train.
The part that gets me the most out of this whole thing was that nobody reacted to any of the deaths or injuries at all, except for a couple of the people that were injured, especially one lady. But like the first one, they have to break through a chain link fence, run down the embankment, across the
tracks,
and then up the other embankment to win. And they're like running and like attacking this chain link fence. Somebody's got like a railway tie that they're like ramming into it with. It has my favorite joke of the whole short. Walmart, whenever they get a new shipment of Pokemon cards. And
Can I say something? About Pokemon cards? Super quick. I've been on TikTok a lot, but I'm taking a break because everyone on TikTok is fucking miserable. And just like, I think like the last straw for me was like, I watched a couple of videos of these two fucking dickheads, just like scolding men. Be like, these are the things you don't do if you're a grown man. Like,
I saw that one.
Yeah, these are the things you don't do if you're a grown man. And like one guy said, like, collect Pokemon cards. Why don't you spend your money providing for your wife instead of buying Pokemon cards, you child? Watching wrestling, playing video games.
I'm not supposed to spend my money on things. What?
Yeah, where like why are you against people having hobbies? You pricks.
What? I shouldn't be.
But like,
be spending my. You're telling me I shouldn't buy these things?
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not telling you that. I'm saying the people who say this, it's just like these these wannabe boomers calling other people man child. Like, who the fuck are you to tell anybody how to live?
Right.
Get a fucking life, you pricks. Someone want to collect Pokemon cards. I was too old for Pokemon cards in like 1998. But like I've decided now, seeing like these pudgy, ridiculous fake alphas who want to tell people how to live their lives, that I'm not going to judge anybody for buying Pokemon cards when they're 45. Because those people are fucking more lame than that. Because at least those people have like hobbies and aren't miserable and going on TikTok when they're 60, lecturing other people how to live their lives. Fuck you. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, anyway, back to the train deaths. So the first one, they had to run across this thing, and one of the team members for the green team, I believe, falls and like hits their head on the track or something because they can't get up. They're knocked out, and the other kids run back to try and like pull them off the track because there's a train coming.
Yeah. I love how because obviously they're not going to film a live train,
right? And they're just like, oh, there's a train
like
coming.
All these fast cuts to the picture of the stationary train to make it look like it's moving.
The other kids are like, just leave her. And they go, and the kid gets run over by the train.
Yeah.
The next one is even more bonkers. They are throwing rocks at the train as it passes, and they get points
doing their 2 minutes of hate with the
how much damage they do
with their god, the train.
And they let the train go by. They all throw their little pieces of brick through, and then these people go in and they score it for them. And this is the only time anybody reacts to being injured in this. Is he's going through and they're like, oh, that's a smashed window. That's 1 point for this team. And then there's like passengers on the train, and someone is bleeding profusely from her face, and she's like screaming and crying. And they're like, oh, we got some blood on this one. It hit a passenger and broke a window, so that's 6 points for this one. And then like the conductor got hit in the face. And
are they trying to encourage kids to do this? Throw rocks at the train? That's something that happens.
Like, I get the other ones about, being careful so you don't get run over by a train. But this one, like, they're making it look so much fun. Like just
like so much fun trying to like hit somebody through a window on a passenger train with a rock. 10 points.
And then there's the third game,
which is I don't know if it's really a game.
It was the two lowest scoring teams and the two highest scoring teams, and the two highest scoring teams were on one side of the tracks, the other were on the other, and they had to wait for the train to come down the track. And once it reached a certain point, they flipped a sign that said go, and the teams had to try and get to the other team's side while those teams are pushing them back and stopping them. And then they get run over by the train. A whole bunch of them get run over by a train. And then the weirdest, I don't know, they're all pretty weird, but this last one.
So, the
final game.
Let's go to the last one. Okay. But I do want to point out something that Mikkel Esquire said. It's like one got fat, only making it clear they want to show killing lots and lots of kids. That's exactly what this was.
Yeah.
So the last one, I don't even know like what the point of it was.
The Great Tunnel Walk.
All of the kids into the tunnel, and then send the train after them. So clearly, all the kids are dead. They're all fucking dead, right? Except for like the ones that somehow miraculously survive, and they're just like these skinny like little kids. Like I don't know where they got these actors and their parents. I mean, so the kids that survive are walking out of the tunnel, and they're all like moulaged up to make it look like they somehow managed not to get hit by the train.
Yeah.
And so they would come up and they'd just be like, okay, you're with the green team or whatever, however it is they're fucking scoring it. So they get all the survivors, and then all the parents very casually, I can only assume they're the parents, very casually go into the tunnel and start bringing out the breathing dead bodies.
And then they just lay them all out.
They all lay them along to the tracks, and it really looked like they were presenting a sacrifice to their god. I keep saying this: keep presenting a sacrifice to their god, the train.
So this one did air on TV in Britain, only a handful of times, before there was too much public outcry, and they banned it from showing it ever again on TV.
But it ends with like the psychopath kid being like, oh yes, be like he's gonna go like write a book about this or find like you could tell he wants this to happen.
Yeah,
he was so very pleased with his train fantasy.
And then you hear the teacher again talking about, don't play on the train tracks, it's dangerous, kids.
We weren't playing on it. We were sacrificed to the train.
Oh, man. And then it gets even worse because then we have the boy who liked deer.
Yeah, I will let you take I don't remember very much about this one.
This one was wild to me. This was from a series. What the heck was it called? They mentioned it in the thing. Oh, Learning to Be Human. And it's about this kid. I think his name was Jason. Yeah, and it starts off with him at like this deer farm, where he's like feeding the deer through the fence, and then like the caretaker comes, or I don't know if he was like a park ranger or whoever he was. He comes and he's like, "Oh, how's it going? I'm really surprised to see you here again, just same as every day." And he lets him in, and they go feed the deer together, and then. He goes to. Well, he tells him he should be in like their summer youth program, as like a way to be with the deer all the time, and so then he goes to school. Actually, no, I think he goes to school after, but him and a couple of his friends, and they're just vandalizing all kinds of things, and it shows them like playing cards in the back of the classroom while the teacher's trying to instruct them. Mr. Mason. Who kind of looked like he could be related to Norman. But they're back there playing cards, and he calls them to the front of the class because they're being disruptive. And then he starts going on about, well, somebody spray painted the school, and somebody did this, and somebody stole the movie projector, and so we couldn't watch any movies for a while. And the kids are just giggling at all of this stuff. And he's just like, yeah, I know what you little shits. And then the teacher gets out his book of poetry by E.E. Cummings, and he loves this book. It's a first edition. It's signed or autographed, I think is what he says. And he's trying to read the poetry to the kids, and of course the three, they just, they're not having it. And so he's like, that's it. Go to the dean's office. You're all failing today. You're all getting Fs. And remember, if you keep failing, that means summer school. And then it shows the three kids going to the deer park. And it's closed. It's locked up. And they decide they're going to break in. And Jason, he doesn't really want to do it because he appreciates this place, And he goes into the shed. And they're knocking stuff over. They're chasing the deer around and all this stuff. And the kid gets angry at his teacher. He's thinking about what his teacher did. So he starts stabbing a bag of deer feed. And he also knocks over a box of rat poison. And surprise, surprise, they get mixed up together. And then it shows the kids running away because the ranger shows up. They go to the school. They break in the school. They start destroying their teacher's classroom, destroying it, breaking pictures, throwing plants, knocking everything over. And then Jason sees the book, and pretends, he mocks the teacher. He's like, we're going to read this poem, and I love this book. And he starts tearing it up. And then the teacher shows up. Sorry, I need a drink. They take off running. The teacher shows up. He sees his classroom destroyed. He sees his book ripped apart. And he literally sits down and just breaks down completely. And just starts
it's real
bawling.
bad.
And Jason kind of sees him. He peeks around the corner and he sees him. And you kind of get the impression maybe he's supposed to feel bad about this, but he just has a dead look on his face. And you can't really tell one way or the other.
No, yeah.
And then he goes back to the deer park. And he sees all of the deer are dying. And the park ranger's like, somebody mixed up the poison with the deer feed. And then he runs away. And the park ranger's like, come here and help me load this deer carcass up. And he's like, come back. I know you liked them, but they're just deer. And then they show the kid sitting in his room and crying. And that's the end. Super bleak. It kind of feels like a Tales from the Crypt type ending there, where he does all this stuff and blah blah blah, and then here's the consequences. Everything you loved is dead now.
It's real bad.
Super crazy. And
but then we get Apple Dolls.
And they mention how they ended the first GrimTrax with a little animated thing. And they're like, we're going to end this one with some crafting. And it's just this lady who makes Apple Dolls, which if you haven't seen this, you don't know what that is. It's people, they carve an apple to look like a head, and then they let it dry, and it shrinks. And then they attach it to a doll body, and they shellac it and glue hair to it and stuff. And they make all these old people dolls.
Yeah, and, that's the most terrible Christmas any kid's ever had.
The best riff from this one was when she was talking about her husband. She mentions her husband, and all the guys are like, husband, what? And she's doing this?
No way.
But the Apple doll, the Apple doll thing just kind of felt like an old coronet thing or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't really creepy.
It wasn't grim, no.
Or disturbing.
It was just bizarre.
It was just weird, yeah. So what do you think, Dave, overall, between GrimTrax and GrimTrax Returns?
Oh, which is one, better?
Which one? Well, which one is worse in the terms of subject matter and how it makes you feel? Not riffs notwithstanding.
Oh, this one. Yeah. This one, 100%. And if for no other reason than they just front loaded us with the money tree and these Jerry and Ann, and they're just life of relentless, needless misery.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that. If this didn't have the money tree, I think if it didn't have it at all, I mean, it doesn't matter where they would have put it. The first one would be worse.
Yeah, worse. Yeah, better, I mean, like I'm not saying Cypher in the Snow is like a great, happy, fun time, but this is just like is relentless.
Yeah, like everything that could possibly go wrong for this poor young couple. And drive into bankruptcy.
There's just no way to avoid it. Yeah, fuck.
That's
them.
all he had to do was just stand up and yell that he declared bankruptcy, and it would have been fine, right?
Yeah. Do we wait another 2 years for another compilation, or
probably?
Yeah.
We might get another GrimTrax movie.
Do I get another movie? Yeah.
I mean, I still stand by the fact that Life of Richie
Life of Richie is 100% agree. I don't know. I like this is not quite like. What are you talking about? Like, if that's not a GrimTrax, we say this all the time. If that's not a GrimTrax, I don't know what a GrimTrax is.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah. So we've basically had 4 GrimTrax release. We had the first one. We had that virus movie.
Yep.
And we had Life of Richie. Then we had this one.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get something else over the summer or to begin the next year, because they did GrimTrax towards the beginning of 2024, and then 2025 we got Death of Richie right away, and then this year we get this one right away. So who knows?
We'll see. We'll see.
Next week, unless we get something new this weekend, which I don't know if we will, because there's like a week-long sale going on, I think. Which we could still get something new, but I think if we don't get anything new, we should be talking about the latest from Matthew J. and Ian Potter.
We'll take a look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that one. We'll have to talk about that one anyway, because it's been a while since we've done a Matthew J. and Ian riff. What was that one? Oh, High Treason. Right. But that one looks like it could be fun. Because it's a really, really old movie, and I love those. Yeah. But I think that's going to do it for us here today.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the podcast and you want to support us, the best way to do so is head to twitch.tv/TBRiffcast and give us a follow. And that way you'll be notified whenever we go live. We don't go live every Tuesday, but it's always on Tuesdays, and it's always at 10 p.m. Unless it's a special thing like the Kickstarter announcement or something like that. Yeah. But you can also go to patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffcast and give us a couple of bucks a month if you feel like it. If you're not, then don't. I mean, we don't do this to try and make money. We do this as a hobby for fun because we like RiffTrax so much. And that's the reason why we've been doing this going on for 8 years now.
7 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy to
year
me.
8. I can't believe it that we've actually been doing that this long. But there's plenty for us to talk about still, even if we just went back in the catalog.
Even if we just did
just
the back catalog,
and
that
one
used
day
to be all we
we'll
did,
get stuff. But
we used to do 2 movies at a time.
Yeah. But some of these get so wild that we can only have room for one in our brains at a time for these. And but you can also follow the podcast pretty much everywhere on social media at TB Riffcast, and I'm everywhere else at PB and Awesome.
And I'm Dave Chadwick. You can check me out on X and Amazon and Audible.
And go buy his books.
Yes, please.
And stay tuned for a new one eventually.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Cool.
But
all right.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week or next time, I guess, right here on the True Blue Riffcast.
Rock till you die.
Rock till you die.